You check the mirror before you check your soul. You count the rest but never count the cost. You post a highlight, cut out every hole. You show the win but never show the loss. Cameras on, what do they see? Cameras off, who do you be? Yeah. 5 a.m. alarm, you hit the gym before the sun. Pre-workout burning, everybody think you're getting done. Bar loaded, heavy belt strap, chalk on your hands. But something inside you empty, nobody understands. You perform the discipline like the uniform you wear. You post the grindy double tap, but God is standing there. Now watching your PR, now watching how you look. He reading past the caption, straight into the book. The book that you've been hiding, every page you scared to turn. Where the doubt live, where the pride live, where the things you did in secret burn. You built the body, but the house inside is hollow. You lead the workout, but you too afraid to follow. You built the body, did you build a man? The form is perfect, mirror says you're winning. But God don't grade the posture, He grades the beginning. Where it came from, what it's feeding, what you're running toward or what you're fleeing. Is this discipline or is this just control? Is this temple building or you running from your soul? Every set of mask, every rep a wall. And you're terrified of silence, cause in silence you might fall. The gym can't fix what God's been trying to reach.
What does God see when He watches you train?
Does He see a man who's growing through the pain? Or
a man who's hiding,
grinding through the shame, wearing all the muscle,
but you still feel the same? What does God see
when He watches you grind? Does He see the heart or just the outside design? Cause the weight on the bar, that ain't the weight on your mind. You can max out every lift and still be left behind. I've been there, fireplace loaded, soul on empty. Trophy shelf full, but the bedroom had me weeping. Defined on the outside and defined within. Asking God why the discipline don't kill the sin. But it didn't come with dances, He came with presence. Didn't fix the reps, keep me sat inside the session. Watch me feel the lift, watch me hit the floor. Didn't hand me a spot, He just said I see more. God don't spot your lips, He spot your life. He sees the 3 a.m. when no one's watching. He sees the tears you wipe before the gym bag dropping. He sees the father wound you're pressing through the iron. He sees the boy beneath the man who's always trying. Not impressed by maxes, not moved by aesthetics. He's moved by the moments where you let go of your methods, where you stop performing and you start becoming. Where the discipline stops hiding and the healing starts running. I confess I used the gym like a god I could control, and the real God felt too big and too close into a hole. I confess I chased the body cause the spirit felt too broken. I confess I kept it moving cause I feed where rest has spoken. Rest is where God gets loud. That's why you stay busy. I'm tired of performing for a crowd that don't see me. I'm tired of the mirror being the thing that agrees with me. I want the kind of strength that doesn't need a witness. I want the kind of peace that walks inside the fitness. Lord, when you watch me train, I want you to see something real. Not the highlight, not the brand,
the man. What does God see when He watches you train?
He sees every scar you're pressing through the pain.
He's the real you.
Underneath the name, He sees what this is for.
And He loves you just the same. What does God see
When He watches you grind, He sees the war you're fighting in the back of your mind. He sees the prayers you moan when the bar don't rise. He sees the sun out of performance.
Open your eyes.
You can build a body that the world applauds. You can run the metrics, chase the physique, ignore the flaws. But somewhere between the warm-up and the final set, God is asking questions that your PR can't answer yet. Not how much do you live, but who are you becoming?
How do you look?
But what are you running from? The bar will always have more weight to add. The mirror will always have another angle. But God sees the moment before the rep. He sees the why. Train for the mirror and you'll always need more. Train for the maker and you'll finally feel enough. Your Bible app got a 73-day streak notification. You skipped it. Your gym app got a 73-day streak notification. You celebrated. Something about that should bother you more than it does. You maintain the streak at the gym, you broke it with God. Alarm goes off at 5, feet hit the floor with purpose. Pre-workout mix before I even question what my worth is. Drive to the gym in silence, that could have been a prayer, but the playlist hit and suddenly I forgot you were there. Quiet time at 7, I lasted maybe 4 minutes flat. Phone buzz, I checked it, told myself I'd circle back. Turning and never turning night. Like night turning to God, I need you when the weights got tight. Third rep, fourth rep, something in me broke open. Started talking to the ceiling like a man who finally spoken. Confessing stuff I skipped in the devotional this morning. I pray harder under iron than I ever do in the morning. And that convicted me like genuinely. Not church guilty, actually guilty. The kind that sits quiet in your chest when you realize God's been waiting since breakfast. Why is it easier to cry out when my body's underweight? Why do I need to be exhausted before I communicate? Why do I show up for the rep but not the room? Why does God feel closest when I'm pushed to the edge of my limit? Do I need pressure to pray? That should scare me.
I'm praying louder at the gym.
Then I'm praying on my knees,
More honest
with the barbell than I am when I raise.
More present in the grind
Than I am in the word. Pouring out my soul to God, but only when it hurts. Louder at the gym, quieter at home. Closer to the throne when I can't lift it alone. And I don't know if that's broken or if that's just me, but God, you still showed up, even there, even free. I was on the floor, literally last set, couldn't finish, body done. Pride cracked, everything diminishing in that gap. The 3-second gap between reps. Something settled in my chest that wasn't adrenaline, yet it wasn't loud. It wasn't a vision or a word on the wall. It was just presence, like someone had been there through it all. Not just the workout, not just the grind. I showed the feed, but the quiet mornings I kept skipping. He was there in those two, apparently. God doesn't only meet you when you're strong. He was in the 4-minute devotional, now you're abandoned. He was in the Bible app notification, I left stranded. He was in the car ride silence, I filled up with noise. He was waiting in the room, I keep avoiding, patient and poised. And that broke something in me different than the wasted. Something softer, something that the gym can't facilitate. He said I'll meet you in the rack if that's where you'll have me. But I've been in the quiet room, I've been there, come find me. Okay, real talk, no performance. I avoid the quiet cause the quiet asks questions. The gym is loud enough to drown the ones I'm not answering. What are you running from? What do you actually need? Why is surrender easier when your body's broken than when you're free? Silence is where God gets specific. That's why you keep the music on. I built the discipline around everything except the thing. I could do 2 hours of cardio, but 10 minutes of praying stings. And I know that's backwards, I know that's the confession, that the devotional I skipped was trying to start the session. I don't need a new program, I don't need a better playlist. I need to close the door, I need to stay in the room. I need to let it be quiet enough to hear. I'm praying louder at the gym,
Then I pray on my knees.
but I'm learning that the room deserves that honesty.
I'm bringing what I bring with me.
The bar into the word, the same broken sweating, asking man, letting it be heard. Louder at the gym, but I'm changing what that means. Not less honest in the iron, more honest in between. More present in the morning, more willing to be still. God meets me in the gym, but he lives in the quiet, and I wanna be there too. Matthew 6:6 says, go into your room, close the door, pray to your Father who is unseen. Not the Father who you summon when the weight gets too heavy. Not the Father you emergency dial at rep 10. The Father who's been sitting in that room since before your pre-workout kicked in. The room isn't boring, the room isn't empty. You just haven't stayed long enough to find out who's in there waiting. Close the door,
Stay in the room.
stay in the room.
The weight in there
It's heavier, and it's the one that actually changes you. The city's asleep. No notifications, no audience, no one to perform for. Just the alarm, the dark, and the decision. And somewhere in that gap, between the warmth of the bed and the cold of the floor, you find out who you actually are. 5 a.m. doesn't lie. That's why most people never meet it. Nobody's watching when the alarm goes off at 4:58. No camera, no comment section, no one keeping score of faith. Just you in the mirror and the person in between, the public version and the private one that no one's ever seen. Lace the shoes in silence, step outside before the light. The street lamp still on amber from the leftover night. No one to impress out here, no post to validate the rep. Just the breath, the pavement, the decision and the step. You ever notice how the 5 a.m. version of yourself is different? Less filter, less perform, more honest and more distant. Less sure of everything, but somehow more committed. The version of you at 5 a.m. That's the one God actually get to visit. He sees what didn't make the caption. He sees the Tuesday where you almost didn't go. He sees the parking lot where you sat for 7 minutes, asking yourself if any of this worth it, if you even know.
Nobody clapped for this.
Nobody saw the Tuesday.
Nobody liked the post.
You never made about the night. You almost quit and stayed. The reps nobody saw. God counted everyone, and something about that should be enough, but some days it isn't. And that's the tension you carry at 5 a.m. when the discipline costs more than the reward feels. It's the version nobody sees, the 5 a.m. me.
5 a.m. me.
Broken in before the world decides who I'ma be. No crowd, no clap, no witness to the grind. Just God in the dark and whatever's left inside. It's the version nobody sees. Still showing up though. Still tying the laces when the motivation long gone. Still trusting the process when the process feel like grief. Still here at 5 a.m. and that alone is my belief. I thought the secret work was just about the discipline, building something slow that only showed up in the end. But somewhere on a Wednesday, somewhere between the sets, God said, I don't just see the finish, I see the whole process. Yeah, I see you on the day you came and didn't feel a thing. I see you on the days the worship music didn't sing. I see you going through the motions like a man running on debt. I see you showing up for me before you feel me. That's faith, not failure yet. And I had to sit with that for a minute, because I thought the days I felt nothing didn't count. I thought the mechanical obedience, the joy this early morning, the going when I didn't want to. I thought that was the drought, but he said that was the offering, not the highlight, not the breakthrough session. The great Tuesday when nothing moved and nothing sang, and you still got up. That was the purest form of trust I've seen. Okay, real and raw. Some mornings I get up and I don't feel chosen. I feel tired, I feel average, I feel like the gap between who I'm trying to become and who I actually am is too wide for 5 a.m. to close. Some days the discipline is the only prayer I have left, and I wonder if God gets tired of me showing up halfway, half present, half believing, half away, doing the motion but not the meaning, building the habit but losing the weight of what it's for. But here's what keeps me lacing up when the feeling's gone. He didn't say perform for me, he said come. He didn't say impress me, he said I see. He didn't say be loud, he said I'm in the secret, find me there. Matthew 6:4, your Father who sees in secret, not the Father who watches your highlights, the Father who was there at 5 a.m. before the city woke up. The Father that witnessed, that's enough. It's the version nobody sees, the 5 a.m. me, but God sees it, God names it, God calls it worthy. No crowd, no clap, no witness, but the one who made me, and one witness who sees everything is more than enough to sustain me. This the version nobody sees, still showing up though. Not because it feels good, because I know who I owe. Still trusting the secret work will surface in its time. Still believing that the unseen reps are building something fine. Version nobody sees, God sees, that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. You know that feeling when your body does everything right, and your soul is somewhere 3 miles back, still sitting in the parking lot, trying to remember why any of this matters. Yeah, this one's for that day. Your body showed up, give it credit. Your soul is trying, give it grace. Shoes on, backpack, body moving through the door. Did the whole routine, and couldn't tell you what it's for. Drove to the gym on autopilot, parked, sat in the car, looked at the entrance for 4 minutes. That walk felt far, not because the legs were tired, the legs were fine. Something else was heavy, something harder to define. Not depression, not exactly, not a crisis you can name. It's the kind of worn out that the wellness content never frames. The kind that comes from carrying things that don't have handles. The kind that comes from years of holding everything together. And one Thursday morning your grip just loosens, not breaks, loosens. And suddenly the bar weighs more than usual. Some days the hardest lift is just walking through the door. You perform the warm-up, you perform the sets, body executing everything the program requests. But inside nothing, flatline gray, going through the motions of a man who knows the way, but forgot why the destination used to feel like something. And you're scared to say that out loud because it sounds like quitting. What do you do when the discipline outlasts the desire? When the habit's still intact but the meaning expired? When you're doing everything you're supposed to do and it still feels like you're standing outside yourself watching you going through the motion, it's still motion. But God, I need more emotion. Yeah, body present, soul on empty. Doing all the right things, but I feel like I'm not in me. Showing up for everything except myself inside. I got the discipline down, I lost the will to survive. Body present, soul on empty. Look strong on the outside, crumbling internally. Isaiah said you renew the ones who wait on you, but God, the waiting is the part that's breaking me in two. I was between sets when something shifted in the room. Not a voice, not a feeling, more like the lifting of a weight I didn't know I was under. Like the atmosphere changed by 2 degrees, like something sat down next to me that wasn't there before. And I know how that sounds, I know it sounds like I'm reaching, but I've been in enough gray rooms to know when something's different. And something was different. God doesn't always show up loud, sometimes he just stays. He didn't fix the exhaustion, didn't explain the season, didn't hand me motivation over God-sized reason. He just stayed in the flatness, in the gray, in the mechanical, joyless, going through it anyway. And that was the thing I didn't know I needed. Not the breakthrough, not the fire, not the feeling I've been seeking. Just presence in the empty, just company in the numb. Just I see your soul is tired, I'm not asking it to run. Isaiah said he gives strength to the weary. I always read that his energy is output is more capacity, but that day I understood it different. Sometimes the strength he gives is just the permission to be this, to be tired, to be flat, to be present and empty at the same time, to show up in the body when the soul can't perform, and trust that the God who sees in secret sees this too and calls it enough. I need to say this plainly, I've been running on spiritual fumes for longer than I told anyone. Serving, showing up, performing the faith, posting the verse, saying the right things, being the example. And somewhere in all of that, I hollowed out. I've been so busy being strong for everyone else that I forgot I was allowed to need something. The exhaustion isn't just physical, it's the kind that comes from years of being the person who doesn't break, from being the one people call, the one who handles it, the one who shows up. I'm tired of showing up for everyone except the version of me that's been sitting in the corner of my own soul, asking if anyone's coming. God, I'm not okay, and I need that to be enough right now. I need you to meet me at the bottom of this set, not when I'm stronger. Now, here, empty, body present, soul on empty. But I'm learning that the empty is a space you feel completely, not with noise, not with the feeling I perform. Your presence and presence is enough to keep me warm. Body present, soul on empty, and I'm still here, that counts for something, trust me. Isaiah said, the weary ones will wait, will rise again. I'm not rising yet, but I'm waiting, and the wait is its own amen. Body present, soul held, not fixed, not full, but held. If you did the thing today and felt nothing, it still counts. If you showed up in the body while the soul was lagging behind, it still counts. If you performed the discipline without the desire, executed the habit without the heart, went through every motion with nothing left inside, God saw the going, he was in the gray.
You ever pray in a room just stays room? No shift, no feeling, nothing landed. Just your voice bouncing off the ceiling, coming back unchanged. So you open your phone, because at least the phone responds. God fell silent, so I gave the algorithm my attention. And that's the most honest thing I've said all month. Used to be the worship pit and something moved inside. Used to feel the prayer land somewhere, now it's just the ceiling. 3 weeks of flat, nothing, and I'm questioning the feeling. Not the faith exactly, something harder to define. Like the frequency, I tuned to win offline. Morning after morning, Bible open up the mountain. Check the phone before the amen, that's the honest accountant. 4 weeks now, maybe 5, I stopped keeping track. Did the devotional like homework just to say I did the act. And I know what I'm doing, filling every gap with content, so I don't have to sit inside the silence and what it meant. Which is maybe I was hearing what I wanted all along. Maybe the certainty was just my own voice in the song. And that question lives at 2 a.m. and won't leave me alone. What if I mistook my own echo for God's voice and called it a throne?
What do you listen to?
When worship doesn't reach, when the sermon lands, but something in you stays out of its reach. When you scroll the feed, because the silence keeps getting harder. The silence of God is the loudest thing I've ever had to sit inside.
What do you listen to?
When God goes quiet, when the prayer hits nothing and you're too tired to fight it. When the faith is still there, but the feeling's been gone. When you're not walking away, just not sure you belong.
What do you listen to?
When God feels far, Job cried out, you see me but you won't respond, God. And if Job felt the same ache at the bottom of his loss, then maybe the silence isn't what I think it costs. Maybe, but it still hurts like it means everything. Driving home from the gym, forgot to press play, just engine. 20 minutes of silence on the highway, kept it in. Half a second to open air between nothing and the road. And something arrived at all the noise I've been blocking from my soul. Not a voice, more like pressure change. Like something standing outside the door I kept rearranged. With music, with content, with anything but still. And in the quiet it said, I've been here still. I kept the noise on so I wouldn't hear what God was saying. Slowly, not answers, not the pain explained or timeline fixed. Just I'm in the frequency you skip when you're at your lowest dip. Job cried out and God didn't say, trust more, believe bigger. He said, where were you when I laid the earth's foundations? Not the shame scale, the silence isn't void. It's a frequency I can't decode. I'm not at the whirlwind yet, still in chapter 30, where Job is honest and the answer's coming, but not yet. Not ready. Real talk, no performance here. The silence didn't kill my faith, it did something harder. Made me question whether my faith was ever about God or about the feeling of God. Whether I loved him or just the sensation of being close. What if the silence is God asking, do you trust me without the feeling as proof? No clean answer, no testimony with a bow, just I'm still here. Still opening the word on mornings when it reads like a stranger's letter. Still praying to a ceiling that sometimes feels like concrete is staying when the feeling's completely gone. Enough, because right now that's all I have. Just the stain, just the refusing to leave.
What do you listen to?
When God goes quiet, you listen to the history of every time he wasn't and you tried. Trust the track record more than the feeling you have today. You stay in the silence because leaving would cost more than believing.
What do you listen to?
When God feels far, listen to Job who asked the same. Still caught a man of God. Listen to David's song, where did you go? Then back to the altar anyway, because he had nowhere else to go.
Neither do I.
So I stay,
Even when it's static.
even when it's static.
Even when it's static.
The silence of God
Even when it's static.
is not the absence of God.
Even when it's static.
I know that in my head.
Even when it's static.
Some seasons I know it in my chest.
Even when it's static.
This is not one of those seasons.
Even when it's static.
This is the gap between what I know and what I feel. And faith lives exactly there.
Job stayed in the silence.
David stayed.
David stayed.
The disciples stayed in Saturday.
Not knowing Sunday was coming.
You are in the Saturday.
Sunday is not canceled.
Stay in the silence, don't feel it. The silence isn't where God left you. It's where he's teaching you to find him without the feeling. You did everything right. The program, the consistency, the prayer over the process. You showed up when it cost something, and the results still aren't here. Now you're sitting with the question nobody in your small group wants to answer. What happens to your faith when you do everything right and nothing changes? 6 months in the program, numbers barely shifted. Did everything the plan said, never skipped it, never drifted. Macros track, sleep log, recovery managed clean. Mirror every morning showing someone still between who he was and who he's trying to become. The gap keeps feeling wider, faith stretched to a hump. That used to be a frequency, a signal clear and present. Now it's just a discipline, carrying what used to feel like heaven. Consistency without results is the loneliest place to stay faithful. Watch people who started after me move ahead with ease. Comparison is a trap, I know that. But at 6 a.m. on my knees, the doubt doesn't announce itself, it just settles in the reps. In the gap between the promised harvest and the ground, it's still just wet. Galatians said the proper time, but God was proper me. When 6 months feel like 6 years and the field is still just green. What do you do when the harvest doesn't come on schedule? When you planted everything the word said stayed level, and the ground is still just ground. No shoot, no sign, no sound. I'm not asking God to make it easy, I'm asking him to make it make sense. No results yet, but I'm still here showing up. No breakthrough yet, but I haven't given up. No harvest yet, the ground still looks like ground, but I buried something here and I believe it's coming up. Galatians said the proper time, not my time. Said we reap if we don't quit, that's the bottom line. But the space between the planting and the reaping is a war. Nobody told me faith would cost this much before. Middle of a set, when the thought arrived uninvited. Who told you this was taking too long? Whose timeline? Not accusing like a father watching his son build something real in the right direction, just not finished, just not sealed. God doesn't grade by your timeline, that's the part that breaks me every time. He didn't speed the process, didn't move my deadline up, but he sat down in the season I was ready to give up and said, the harvest is still coming, the ground isn't empty yet. You can't see the depth of what's growing. Don't forget Galatians 6:9 landed different after that conversation. At the proper time, not mine, I mapped in my notation. I thought the faith was in the planting, in the bold decision made. Turns out faith lives in the waiting, after that's where it gets paid. I need to say what doesn't make the testimony cut. I got angry, not sad, angry at the timeline, at the people who made it look effortless, at myself for praying like it would matter, and sitting with the mirror that said, not yet, still not yet. I prayed like I believed it, the results came back like I did, and I'm still working out what to do with that. I took all of it to God without cleaning it up. The comparison, the exhaustion, 6 months of invisible work. Laid it down without a boat, without the faith language filter. The ground is still ground, but something in the laying it down shifted. Not the circumstances, me, and I'm still here over the same dirt, believing something is growing that I cannot see. No results yet, but the faith is still standing. Not because it's easy, because I'm understanding. The harvest isn't late, it's on the clock, I can't read. The waiting is doing something in me, the results never could. No breakthrough yet, but the ground isn't empty. God sat in the season when it cost me something. No harvest yet, but I'm not pulling up the seed. I planted this in faith and I'ma let it be what it's gonna be. No results yet, but I'm still here. The proper time is coming, and I will not quit before it does. Galatians 6:9, at the proper time. Not your time, not the journal plan. Proper time, which means there is a time. The harvest is real, the ground isn't empty. You just can't see how deep something has grown. Keep the program, keep the prayer, keep showing up the ground that still looks like ground. Not because results are guaranteed on your schedule, but because you buried something here. And walking away now means never knowing what it was becoming. Stay, the ground that shows nothing is not empty. It's where something is growing deep enough to last.
You ever notice the voice that tells you to quit the set? Sounds exactly like the voice that tells you to quit on God. Same tone, same timing, same lie in different clothes. You've You've been fighting two wars thinking they were separate. They're not. The voice that kills your last rap is the same one that kills your quiet time. Yeah, rep 4, the voice shows up right on schedule. You're tired, you're weak, you don't have what it takes to finish. Look at everyone around you moving heavy your way. You been at this how long? What exactly have you made? Sometimes you rack the bar, not always. But the voice stays. Follows you to the locker room, follows you to the car, follows you to the mirror. Who do you think you are? Same script Sunday morning, open Bible, trying to pray. You think God's listening after what you did last week? You think this faith is real or just a habit for the weak? The enemy doesn't need new material, he reuses the same 3 lies in every room you enter. And I sat with the parallelism of it. The attack in the gym and the attack on my spirit. Same architecture, same entry point. Right before the breakthrough every single time. Rep 4, 5 days, 6 or 7. Right before the finish I was right before. Ephesians 6:12 said the fight ain't flesh and blood, but I keep treating it like it is, like the enemy is just laziness, doubt, fear inside my head, like this is only psychology and not a war instead. You're not just unmotivated, you're under attack. There's a difference in naming, it changes everything. If it's just a bad habit, you white knuckle through it. If it's a targeted assault on what you becoming, you don't just push harder, you fight different.
Same enemy in the gym, same enemy in the face.
Same voice,
Same timing, same entry point, same place.
right before the breakthrough.
Right before the rep.
The enemy knows you're almost. That's why he shows up before you get there, yeah. Same enemy, different costume, same old game. Telling you you're finished when you're right outside the flame. Ephesians said this ain't flesh, it's something running deep. But knowing who I'm fighting makes me a much better keeper of the ground I've taken,
The reps I've made.
of the faith that caused me
Something.
8 months in, I noticed the pattern getting clear. Hardest resistance always came in when breakthrough felt near. Like something new before I did, I was crossing the line and needed to keep hitting, keep me stuck, keep me blind. Heavier on the days I almost had it figured out. Now that's right before the clarity replaced the doubt. A targeted campaign against a version of me, living on the other side of the rep, I'm scared to reach. The intensity of the attack is a map to how close you are to what actually matters. That reframe changed the war for me entirely. Not that suffering means progress automatically, but when the voice gets loudest, when resistance sharpens, I read it now with signal, not his verdict. Something's happening. God didn't say the enemy is fake, he said you have armor. He said stand firm, he didn't promise easy. He said I already know how the story ends, so I finished the rap. I need to be honest about how long I didn't know this, how long I thought the enemy in the gym was just me. My weakness, my lack of the discipline, my personal failure. Every attack internalized as evidence. I was the problem. I spent years fighting myself when I should have been identifying who was actually speaking. The self-hatred dressed as accountability, the self-sabotage dressed as realism, the quitting dressed as knowing my limits. All of it had a voice behind it, and the voice was in mine. When I finally named it, when I saw the pattern and said this is targeted, this is an enemy who knows my name and my calling and has been working against both. Something in me stopped apologizing for the war. I'm not weak,
I'm targeted.
I'm not failing,
I'm being fought.
the difference is the armor, the difference is knowing the one who called me here already won the war. I'm standing in the middle of, I just have to finish the rep.
Same enemy in the gym.
Same enemy in the faith, but I know it's tactics now.
I know his entry place.
Right before the breakthrough,
Right before the rep.
and I'm
Finishing the set.
same enemy,
Same line.
but I'm standing different now. Visions gave me eyes to see the what and why and how. This ain't flesh and blood. This is some enemy, but I'm not.
Not the same fighter.
I know who's speaking when the voice says quit.
I know what the timing means.
Means when the resistance hits.
I know the armor.
I know the number, I know the name above the voice.
Finishing this rep.
Every rep is an act of war. Every rep, you finish when the voice says stop. There's a battle won in a war. The enemy already knows he's losing. You've been moving. Early mornings, late nights, always a plan. Always somewhere to be. But nobody asked you the real question. The one you've been out running since January. Where are you actually going? Are you running towards something or just fast enough to not feel what you're leaving behind? Yeah. Built the discipline like a war, not like a door. kept moving so the thing behind me couldn't catch me anymore. 5 a.m. became a hiding place, dressed up as virtue. The grind became the language for the pain I wouldn't surface. Told myself it was devotion, told myself it was the call. God was in the hustle, in the heart of early mornings, in the PR and the numbers on the scale. Some of that was true, but some of it was Jonah on a sail. Discipline could be devotion, discipline can also be Jonah. Know which one you're doing. Running from the conversation I kept canceling with God. Running from the version of myself that felt too flawed. Running from the stillness where the real questions live. The motion was the medicine, or so I told myself to give. But Psalm 139 said, where can you flee from my presence? Not a threat, a fact. There is nowhere you can run that I am not already at.
What are you running from?
What are you running from?
What are you?
Be specific, don't spiritualize it into something general. What is the actual thing you built the 5 a.m. routine around avoiding? Your training schedule might be a map of everything you haven't dealt with yet. The body can't outpace the soul for a long time, but the mileage runs out. Whatever you were running from, it's waiting at the finish line.
Are you running from or running toward?
Are you building something or escaping what you can't afford? To sit with long enough to name it, face it, let it speak. The fastest runners I know are sometimes the ones most afraid to stop and see.
Are you running from or running toward God?
Distance feels the same, but direction is the cause. One leads somewhere, one just leads to tired. And I've been mixing up the two and calling both inspired. Running, but which way? Stop mid-run on a Tuesday, literal stop. Mile 3, earbuds in, playlist loud. Something dropped in my chest, like a key turning in a lock I forgot was there. Half a second of open air and something was there. Not audible but heard. You've been running, I've been with you, but I wanna know, are you coming toward me or just moving? I'm in both directions, but only one is going somewhere. God runs with the ones fleeing, and he just can't take you where you're going if you won't turn around. Thought about Jonah, God didn't abandon him in the fleeing. Sin, the fish sounds like punishment was actually rescue. The storm, the belly, God refusing to let him finish the run. What's my fish? The injury that keeps coming back, the relationship that won't resolve, the plateau that won't move no matter how hard I push. What if some of the resistance is God standing in the direction I'm fleeing? Saying this way, I know it's harder, but this way. The real thing, I've been running from the version of myself that needs something. The version that isn't self-sufficient. The one who can't optimize his way out of grief, out of loneliness, out of the father-shaped hole the gym keeps doing a convincing impression of filling. I built an identity around not needing anything. God's been dismantling it gently for years. And I'm fast, really good at making the running look like purpose instead of what it sometimes is fear. Fear that if I stop, if I actually stop and sit, I find someone who doesn't know who he is without the movement. But Psalm 139, where can I flee from your presence?
Nowhere.
The stillness I've been running from is not where God is absent, it's where he's been waiting. While I've been doing laps around the thing he's trying to say, I'm ready to stop
Fleeing.
Not the discipline, not the work, the fleeing.
Running from no more.
I'm running toward now.
Same legs, same early mornings, different reason, different vow.
Not fleeing what I'm scared of, moving toward what I was made for. Same discipline,
Different direction.
and direction changes everything. It
Was before.
running toward, not perfectly,
Now without the fear.
toward the thing I kept avoiding.
Toward the God already here.
Psalm 139 said nowhere I could go, that you weren't standing, so I'm running to, not from. And now I know the difference in the rap.
Motion that exhausts versus motion that restores.
Direction, that's the whole thing. You were never running from God. You were running in a circle around the conversation he's been waiting to have with you. You've been working, genuinely working. Consistent discipline showing up. The results are real. The mirror changed. So why does something feel
Not wrong exactly.
but like the wrong shape of right? What if you've been building the right thing in the wrong direction this whole time? Yeah, yeah, yeah. 2 years deep, and I'm leaner than I've ever been. Stronger, more defined, mirror showing what the work has been. Somewhere in the building I became somebody else. Started measuring my worth and what I'm adding to myself. Not bad things, good things, technically. Discipline, consistency, the body is priority. But something underneath it shifted without warning. The thing I'm building started feeling like my own anointing. I didn't make an idol out of something bad, I made one out of something good. That's the one you never see coming. Started skipping things that mattered for the training. Cancel relationships to keep the schedule I was maintaining. The version of me that used to be available, where'd he go? The one with time. For people less optimized, the one I used to know. Ephesians 2:10 says I'm his handiwork. His design is specific blueprint for specific work. Not the one I drew at midnight in the notes app for myself. Not the one the algorithm validated with this rough. God already had a version of you in mind that you building toward it or away from it. I'm not saying the gym is wrong, I'm asking something harder. Am I becoming who he made me to be? Or who I decided I should be?
What if the version
in the mirror isn't the one he drew?
What if the person
I'm becoming isn't me, it's who I chose to pursue?
What if the discipline is real?
But the direction's off by degree. You can be fully committed to the wrong version of yourself and call it destiny. Ephesians said he made me for works he planned in advance. Not the ones I planned, the ones already in his hand.
I keep constructing who I think I should become.
What if I stop building and asked who he already made me from? Middle of a set when the thought arrived, uninvited. Who told you this was the goal? Not accusing like a father watching his son build something skilled. Completely wrong direction, almost done. God's not impressed by the workmanship if it's the wrong building. Nobody told me I absorbed it slowly. From the content, the comparison, the culture that showed me 1,000 versions of who I should be. And I built toward that pressure until I felt undone. 2 years in and further from myself than when I started, further from the softness that made me good at loving people, further from the patience, the presence, the availability. I optimized myself right out of my own calling, that's the reality. He didn't come with condemnation about the 2 years. He came with, do you wanna know what I had in mind? Not erasing what was built, not calling discipline wasted. Just handing the blueprint back to the one who drew the first line. This is the hardest one to say plainly. If the answer is yes, wrong version. What do you do with the 2 years? The sacrifice, the 5 a.m.s, the things you gave up, was it wasted? Or was it the long way to a question God needed you ready enough to ask? I don't think it was wasted. God redeems the direction without erasing the distance, but I have to be willing to ask, to loosen my grip on the version I've been holding so tightly. Even if who he made me to be is less impressive than who I was building toward. More available, more present, more giving away his handiwork,
Not mine.
to architect.
What if the version
In the mirror needs to change its face. Not less discipline, reoriented, built toward his grace.
What if the person I'm becoming
Finally asked the one who drew the plan. What if I stop building myself and let God finish what he already began?
Ephesians said his handiwork.
Not mine to design alone.
I bring the discipline.
The mornings, everything I've grown. The blueprint wasn't mine to write, the calling not mine to choose. The version he designed is the only one I've got nothing to lose. Surrendering,
Not quitting,
redirecting,
not starting over.
bringing everything I've built
Back to the one who drew
the first line. Ephesians 2:10 in advance. Before the program, before the 2 years, before January's goal.
He already had something specific,
Something only you could carry,
requiring your discipline,
but also your softness, your strength, but also your presence. The question isn't, should I stop building? The question is, am I building what he drew, or what I decided success looks like? Only you know the honest answer.
go ask him. Not about the program.
About the person.
The most disciplined thing you'll ever do is surrender the version of yourself you built and ask God to show you the one he already finished.
At the start of the year you said, This is the year I get my body right. You did the work, the mirror changed. The numbers moved, people noticed. But somewhere between January and now, you lost things the progress photo didn't capture. Things that weigh nothing on a scale, and everything everywhere else. You lost the weight. Nobody asked what else you lost. This one's for that. Yeah, January 1st, new program, new intention. Gave it everything, your focus, time, attention. Didn't know the year had other plans for what you carry. Didn't see the losses coming, didn't know to be wary. Lost the way by April, lost the marriage by July. Lost the job in September, why you asking God the why? Lost the friendship you thought was built on something solid. Lost the version of yourself that used to feel less hollow. The year gave results and losses in the same hand. Nobody prepares you for that math. Stood in the gym in October, leaner than you've ever been. Somehow more broken than the January you began in. Progress visible, everything else complicated. The discipline intact, the life around it devastated. What's the testimony for that? Where's the verse that covers being in the best shape of your life and the worst season simultaneously?
The wellness content doesn't cover this part.
The transformation reel doesn't show the grief inside. The progress photo doesn't caption what it costs in ways the body doesn't hold, but the soul keeps underneath. You could be winning physically and losing everything else. It's a real place. More people live there than say it. Nobody in the comment section asked, are you okay beyond the physique? What did the discipline help you survive? Because surviving something and thriving look identical from the outside.
I lost more than weight this year.
Lost more than I can name.
Lost the people, lost the peace.
Lost the version before the pain. The
Scales said winning, but my chest said
something else. I got the body right and lost almost everything else. Psalm 147 said he heals the broken heart. Holding on to that because I don't know where to start. To rebuild what came apart while I was building something physical. The losses weren't on the program, but they're real. I was on the bench mid-set when the grief arrived without warning. Not about the weight, just a specific Tuesday morning. I got the call and the body remember what the mind was avoiding. Sat down, didn't finish the set, just sat there in the gym and let it be what it was. Lost, real lost. The kind that doesn't have a program, the kind that doesn't respond to discipline or a plan. Some things can't be repped out, some weight can only be sat with. And then that sitting something arrived that optimized and kept out, not a solution. Not the answer to the September phone call, just presence like someone had been there through it all. Psalm 147:3, he heals the broken hearted. I always read that as future tense. Eventually someday, that Tuesday on the bench, I felt it present tense. Right there, not fixing the loss, just I see every single thing you lost this year. Not just the weight, every single thing. And I'm here. I need to say this for everyone who won't. You did the work this year, real work. The results are real, own them, they're yours. But also, you lost things the results don't cover. The transformation is real, so is the grief. You're allowed to hold both. Maybe it was a person, maybe a version of your life you thought was permanent. A plan, a relationship, a dream that didn't survive the year intact. And you've been carrying it inside the discipline, using early mornings to outrun the evenings.
God sees both
The progress and the loss, the before and after, and everything it didn't capture.
He heals the broken-hearted.
Not the put together, not the optimized.
The broken-hearted.
Which means he's been waiting for you to stop performing the recovery and let him actually do it.
I lost more than weight this year.
And I'm naming it out loud, the losses were real,
The grief was real.
I'm not performing proud, the discipline was real too. Both things get to be true. I showed up for the work and I'm learning to show up for
the healing to
Psalm 147 said he
binds up every wound,
not just the body wounds,
the ones the year put in the room, the September ones, the Tuesday ones, the ones without a name. He heals the broken hearted, and I'm bringing him the whole thing. The progress photo and everything it didn't show, the discipline and the grief it was covering.
all of it.
He heals all of it,
You lost more than weight this year.
and you're still here, and that alone is enough to build something new from.